Our dear sister Julianne Malvo mentioned A. Philip Randolph.
Yeah.
Man, that was long time ago. And the cry was jobs
Yeah.
and justice.
Yeah.
In the March on Washington in 1963, the cry was jobs and justice. In the 20-year anniversary of the March on Washington, the cry was jobs and justice. We are now in 2010. And what is the cry?
Jobs and justice.
Well, wait a minute. How long are you going to sit around begging white people to do for us what we have the power to do for ourselves? Excuse me.
And the church
I'm quite passionate, so you all set me off. You know that. And I love it.
Hi, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and Financial Juneteenth, and I wanted to take a second to talk to you about this video clip of Minister Louis Farrakhan on C-SPAN about 5 years ago. What I really like about this clip that really just reminded me and re-inspired me to share this quick message with you is that when you talk about the history of black people in America, when you talk about our economic history. Now, I'm a finance PhD. I spent 20 years teaching and studying finance, 25 years, something like that. So I know how money works. I know how money controls our society. I know how much money matters to each of us individually. I know what money does to you psychologically. I know what racism does to us as well, because I've been a black man longer than I've been a finance professor, and I've been a finance professor for a really, really long time. And I listen to the way we talk about money, the way we talk about our economic situation. I listen to the way our leaders, so-called leaders, whoever they might be, talk about the state of Black America in the past, present, and future. I listen to what their vision is for the future of Black America and try to understand, where are we now as a people? What are my own handicaps and limitations? I mean, white supremacy affects all of us. It leads to, excuse me, it leads to many of us feeling some type of inferiority complex in a certain way, some type of I need to prove to white folks that I'm equivalent to them, something that leads us to kind of repeat the same process over and over again because it's part of our cultural tradition. Okay, we're mad, so we're going to complain, we're going to get mad about what white folks ain't doing for us, and we're going to go march. We're going to go hold a march. And the thing about it is that it's not to say that a march has never had a purpose and a value, but it's a very limited purpose, limited value. It will not get you your equality. The world is competitive. The world requires you to compete. If you can't compete, no one feels sorry for you. People don't give you things because they owe them to you or because it's the right thing to do. Sometimes that happens, but most of the time it does not. And when you get to fighting for scarce resources, people don't share it all. People will let you and your children starve and die before they let go of something that they feel that they need. So, I was thinking about this Farrakhan clip, and I was watching what the minister said, and it was very, very short. And of course, as you know, I've had some conversations with the minister over time. One time, he and I sat and talked just like this, you and I, for 3 hours about all different kinds of issues. And I respect this guy a lot. I love hearing what he has to say. And again, this is with all full understanding of his whole history. And believe me, I done read everything, about how he got to where he is, and all the things that have happened along the way, all the controversies. All of that. And my net conclusion on all of this is that Farrakhan is one of the visionaries that we need to listen to. Doesn't mean you have to digest everything, but it certainly means you should digest some of the key parts of his message, because if you listen to him versus other so-called black leaders that we have, the tone is very, very different. It's not one that says, let's get our government to change certain policies so that they can take better care of us. It's not one that says, let's get corporate America to give us more money or give us a seat at the table or give us opportunities. You don't really hear that as much. What you really hear is, what can we do for ourselves? What can we build for ourselves? We got over $1 trillion in spending power. What can that $1 trillion do? I mean, we have more money than most countries. Black America has more money than most countries throughout the entire world. So we do have the economic power to build a nation. We really do. Now, it doesn't mean everybody's going to want to be a part of this. It doesn't mean everybody's going to want to support it, and that's fine. But what I do say to you is that one of the things we have to do is unbrainwash ourselves as it pertains to our economic future and how we proceed economically from this point forward. So one of the things I want to ask you to do with me right now, please promise, tell me you'll do this with me. Promise me that you won't spend your time begging for the things that you can get for yourself. It doesn't mean that you don't speak out about inequality. It doesn't mean that you don't become critical of what white America does, because they continue to do these things, especially when you talk about the prison industrial complex. But when you talk about economic inequality, when you're talking about unemployment, when you're talking about getting the things that you need financially in order to survive, in order to take care of your family, those are things you can get for yourself. And the thing is, it requires a certain kind of mindset. If you think about an animal, imagine a lion who's born in a cage at the zoo. He never learns how to hunt. He never learns how to go out and find food and kill what he eats. All he's taught to do is to sit in a cage that his master created for him, and to accept whatever food master puts in the cage. So when the master doesn't feed him, he goes hungry. But I think that to some extent we're like that lion, except the cage is psychological. And unlike the lion, who's got the bars that keep him from being able to go out into the wild, we have the ability to go out into the wild, but many of us are just scared. Many of us just don't know what to do. We're like, well, I don't know how to hunt for my own food. I'm used to Master coming by and dropping my food off for me. And if Master doesn't give me what I want, give me what I need, I go hungry, and then I complain. And the more I complain, maybe the more Master throws me scraps and takes care of me. I mean, that's really where we are mentally. I'm talking about highly educated people. We get this specialized type of education, and we'll go and we'll sell it right back to the same people who gave us the education. Almost like those company towns where they would build a whole town around a corporation, and everybody who went to school and learned a skill would learn a skill that they could sell right back to the corporation. And if the corporation wasn't hiring them, or didn't give them an opportunity, or restricted their wage, then that was all they would get. They would get nothing instead of what they thought they were going to get. So for us, we're kind of in that same boat. And so what I want you to try to put your mind to, or commit yourself to, is saying to yourself, I don't have all the skills I need to hunt and kill what I eat and to get what I need in order to survive, but I'm going to go get those skills. I'm going to be committed to getting those skills. I'm going to be committed to having dignity and pride in myself, such that I'm not going to go out here begging nobody to take care of me and mine. I'm going to form economic cooperatives and join them and give and take from the cooperative, so that you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. We help each other out. We support and sustain each other. Because when you build these communities, when you build these economic cooperatives, when you create the ability to make your own money, it gives you a type of dignity and pride that you really don't get when you're bowing and kowtowing to some corporation that doesn't like you. And I know that very well. I've gone through that. I've worked for a lot of white corporations, white universities, all kinds of stuff like that. And I didn't really gain my sense of freedom until I started working for myself. That's when I really started feeling comfortable in my manhood. That's when I started feeling like, you know what, I am somebody. I don't have to wait for them to tell me I'm somebody. I don't have to wait for them to validate me as somebody. I don't need to wait for them to give me an award acknowledging that I am somebody. I am somebody. Because when I had that job, I mean, they wouldn't give me no awards. They told me I wasn't good at what I did. They told me I wasn't smart enough. I wasn't capable enough. And the fact was, I just didn't fit in. I was not a good political fit. I was on CNN talking about black people all day, and they didn't like me talking about black people, so they wanted to discourage me by ostracizing me and telling me that I wasn't good enough. And once I escaped that web and began to work for myself, I began to find people who appreciated what I do. It gave me a chance to experience all the things that people experience when you work hard. I mean, I've worked insanely hard over my life. I'm talking about 10, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for the last 20-something years. You can't tell me I'm not good at something. I'm not the greatest. No, but you can't tell me I'm not good at something. So the thing is, sometimes we spend our lives waiting for white people to tell us that we're good enough. Man, to hell with that. You are good enough. Believe in yourself. Don't let anybody tell you that what your limitations are supposed to be. So right now you may not be where you want to be, but you can get where you want to be. You can do that. Commit yourself to growing and building and developing the things that you're going to need in order to get the things that you want out of your life. That's all I just want to say. I just wanted to share that, and I wanted to share this Farrakhan clip because I just think it's something all of us need to hear. So I encourage you, go out into this world. Remember, chest out, chin up. Be proud of who you are. Don't let anybody tell you any different. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World. And by the way, next month we're launching the Black Wealth Boot Camp, which is going to be a 5-part interactive lecture series where you'll interact directly with me. It's going to be online, kind of like a webinar, but I'll be here in video like this, except I'll be talking to you, and you'll be able to ask questions, and we'll talk through the steps of building wealth, the steps of building your own economic enterprise as well. And I can share with you everything that I know in a way that hopefully will help you achieve your goals. It's not going to be free because can't do this for free. I do a lot of other stuff for free, but I can't do this for free. But it'll be well worth it. It won't be what it would cost to take my class at Syracuse. I guarantee you that much. Well, anyway, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World. Please take care. God bless. I'm gone. Peace.